Good morning students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. I am here again with maths class and today we will start new chapter number 5, common fractions. So before moving to the exercise 5.1, we will discuss about the term fractions. And have you ever thought of what are fractions? Do you know what are fractions? If you don't know, so let me tell you. Fractions are parts of a whole. Yes, you heard it right. Parts of a whole. So fractions are parts of a whole. When we divide something into different parts, that different parts of that particular thing, and when we will represent that different parts of a whole in the form of numbers, that will call fractions. So let's understand it better with the help of a cake. Suppose it's your birthday today and you invited some of your friends for the birthday party, and now you want to divide this whole, as it is one cake, so it is whole. You want to divide or you want to distribute this whole cake equally among your friends. So for that, what will you do? If you have invited only one friend, so you and your one friend, you will have half. So as it's one cake, how it will be half? Like this. This side of half you will have and this side of half your friend will have. And when we will represent it, we will represent it like this. We divided this whole cake into two equal parts, and out of that two equal parts, see, this 2 is number of parts and this 1 is that part, one part. If somebody will ask you how much your friend got or how much cake you got, you will say 1 out of 2. So total number of parts we will write down of this line, and the number of parts which you will have or which you will give to your friend, that you will write upside of the line. So fractions are parts of a whole. If you call here 3 friends and if I include you, you will be 4, and you want to divide this cake equally among all the friends, then how you will do? Say it's whole, then it will be half, then one more time. Like this, we will get 4 equal parts of the cake. So this one portion, this part you will give to your one friend, and if somebody will ask how much you gave to your friend, so total number of parts are 4, and how much you gave to your friend? 1 part. So 1 part of the whole 4 you gave to your friends. In this way you can divide among more. So fraction helps us in dividing the things equally. So let's take one more example. It's a chocolate, and when it comes to chocolate, we like to eat chocolate, but we never like to share it with others. But as it's bigger, so let's understand it. So as you can see, inside this wrapper, it was a whole chocolate. It was a chocolate, and if we can see here, this chocolate is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18. 18 equal parts. And if I take this one part out of this whole, so we can say how much I have taken out. 1 out of whole, the whole parts are 18. And if I take all these 3 out like this, so I can say, I can write it as 3 out of 18. Out of 18 I have taken 3. So what is a fraction? Fraction are parts of a whole. And why fractions are important? Have you ever thought of why fractions are important? Fractions are important because they will tell you what part of a whole you need, you have, or you want. So fraction tells us what part of a whole you have, you need, and you want. So let's move to the other subtopics of this. So first is like fractions. Like fractions are the fractions which have same denominator. See here, denominator word came. Let's understand what is a denominator. Denominator, and one more term is there, numerator. Numerator represents the parts of a whole. Like here, out of 18 parts, I ate 1. So this 1 is the part of this whole. So numerator represents the part of a whole, and denominator is the whole. In how many parts we have divided that whole? That is represented by the term denominator. And we write whole numbers for representing a fraction. One is numerator. Let's represent numerator by n. Then denominator and a line in between. And sometimes you face problem in understanding where to write numerator and where to write denominator. And sometimes you write denominator upside and numerator downside. So I have a solution for that, as this denominator starts with D and D for down, D-O-W-N, down. So always whenever you will have doubt, so think of D for down, so denominator will come downside of the line. And first is like fractions. Like fractions are the fraction in which all the fractions will have same denominator, like 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8, 5 by 8, and so on. Next term is unlike fractions. In unlike fractions, we will have different denominators, like 1 by 7, 2 by 6, 3 by 5. These are unlike fractions. After unlike fractions, next term is unit fraction. As unit stands for 1, so fractions which have 1 in the place of numerator are unit fractions. After that, equivalent fraction, proper fractions, and improper fraction. I'll explain you when we will do the exercise. And before moving on to the exercise 5.1, I want you all to take out your textbooks in your hand, because some question of exercise 5.1 we are going to do in book. Take out your textbook and take out a pencil so that you will tick in your textbook. So first question of the exercise 5.1 is, which of the following are like fractions? So like fractions are the fractions which have same denominator. So what we will do, but all fractions will have same denominator, we will circle that fractions. So first is 3 by 8. Let's check more fractions with 8 denominator are there or not. Yes. First circle 3 by 8, then 4 by 8, then 2 by 8 and 7 by 8. So I hope you have done. Let's move to next question. Question number 2. Which of the following are unit fractions? So the fractions which have 1 in its numerator place are unit fractions. So let's check. 1 by 7. In this also you have to circle 1 by 7, 1 by 11, as it will be not a circle. So oval shape. 1 by 9. So 3, 1 by 6 is not a unit fraction. How it I will tell you in next exercise, where we will study about the mixed fraction. Now let's move to question number 3. Which of the fractions are proper fractions? So proper fractions are the fractions which have greater denominator and smaller numerator. So first is 2 by 3. Yes, it is a proper fraction. Then circle it. Then 17 by 19. Yes, it is a proper fraction. Then 5 by 4. It is not a proper fraction. 4 whole 2 by 3. It is also not a proper fraction. 18 by 6. It is not a proper fraction. 15 by 25 is a proper fraction. And 27 by 41 is also a proper fraction. Next, question number 4. Which of the following are equivalent fractions? So, how do we find out equivalent fractions? That I will tell you. This also you will do in book only. It's for understanding. Here, first part is 2 by 3 and 4 by 6. So we have to check whether these are equivalent fraction or not. So how to find out? What we will do? We will just do cross multiplication. This numerator, we will multiply this numerator with this denominator and this denominator with this numerator. So when we will multiply this 6 by 2, we will get a 12 here. 6 2s are 12. In place of this cross multiplication sign, we will write equals to, then 3 4s are 12. We multiplied this 6. See, look at the arrow. We multiplied this 6 with this 2 and we got 12. Then this 3 with this 4, we got here 12. So it is the equivalent fraction. So it's correct. So what you can do? As first one is equivalent fraction, you just take it out. On A part, yes, it is a equivalent fraction. Then B part is 5 by 15, 1 by 3. Let's again do cross multiplication. We will multiply this 5 by 3 and this 1 by 15. So 3 5s are 15 and 15 1s are 15. So yes, B part is all equivalent fraction. You can just tick in your book. Then next C part is 2 by 9 and 4 by 12. Now let's do cross multiplication. 12 2s are 24 and 9 4s are 36. Is this a equivalent fraction? No, it is not an equivalent fraction. So no need to do anything. Then D part 7 by 11, 21 by 33. 7 by 11 and 21 by 33. So here also we will do cross multiplication as it is bigger number. So 33 multiplied by 7. 7 3s are 21. 7 3s are 21 plus 2, 23. 231. Let's multiply 21 by 11. 1, 2, cross 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2. So 1, 3, 2. Yes, it is equals to 231 both the sides. So you can just take fourth one part. It is also an equivalent fraction. So let me also do in my book. Part A is equivalent fraction, B is also equivalent fraction and D is also equivalent fraction. And question 5 also we will do in book. Question 5 is complete the following sentences. Let me erase it. Part A, 2 by 9 equals to dash by 9. Sorry, 2 by 3 equals to dash by 9. So in this question, as the question is complete the following sentences, so we have to fill this blank. And how we will fill? first, see 3, this side it is 3, next side it is equals to 9. So it means it is a equivalent fraction. And how we will get 9 that side? By multiplying this 3 by 9. 3 3s are 9. So as we multiplied this denominator by 3, we will multiply the numerator by 3 only. So 2 3s are 6. So in place of that blank, you will write 6. Then part B, 7 by 9 equals to 21 by dash. Here is a blank. So here also we will do the same. This 7 is 21 that side. So 7 3s are 21. As we have multiplied this 7 by 3, we will multiply the 9 by 3. 9 3s are 27. So both sides, these are equal. Next C part, 10 by 3 equals to dash by 6. So again 3 into 2, 3 2s are 6, and we will multiply this 10 by 2, 10 2s are 20. D part, 5 by 12 equals to 35 by dash. So 5 is 35 that side, 5 7s are 35. So 12 7s are 84. So here all parts were about multiplying. If we are multiplying the denominator by 2, we will multiply the numerator by the same number. So up to here you have to do in your book. And let's move to question number 6. Question number 6, 7, 8, 9 we will do in classwork notebook. So take out your classwork notebook, write today's date, day, classwork and chapter number 5. After that exercise 5.1. Question number 6 is rewrite as division sum. So some fractions are given and we have to rewrite these fractions as division sum. So let's see how to do it. As it is 5 by 6. So for writing it as division sum, let me bring blue marker. How we will write it? We will write it as 5 divided by 6. So this 5 divided by 6 is division sum of this fraction 5 by 6. Let's do next part. Part C, 4 by 15. 4 divided by 15. And let's move to next question. Question number 7. It is rewrite as fractions. Fractions. So in this, it is given in the form of division sum and we will write in the form of fraction. Sorry, not B part, D you will do. Part C, 46 divided by 98. So when we will write it in the form of fraction, we will write it like this, 2 by 3. And here 46 by 98. In place of this equals to write solution. So let's move to question number 8. Express as mixed numbers. So in this question we will actually understand what the word mixed numbers are and how to write mixed numbers. So let's start question number 8. We have to write these fractions into mixed numbers. So two improper fractions we can write as mixed number. So how to do that? Let's see. Part A is 9 by 8. So as we have seen in previous question number 6, in that what we have done, we wrote the fraction in the form of division sum. So to this also we can write as, or in the form of division sum, and now we will divide this 9 by 8. As we all know that this 8 is divisor, this 9 is dividend, and 8 ones are 8 minus 1, and this one is quotient, and this one is remainder. So for writing a fraction in the form of mixed numbers, how we will write? So for writing that, this quotient, the way is quotient, then here divisor, and here remainder. So as you can see, this quotient is neither upside nor downside. This quotient is neither in the place of numerator nor in the place of denominator. It is in between. It is just, so quotient is here next to this line. So this side we will write quotient, here remainder will come in place of numerator, and divisor will come in place of denominator. So we have to express this 9 by 8 in the form of mixed number. So quotient is 1 and remainder is also 1 and divisor is 8. So if you will get a mixed number and you have to change that mixed number into improper fraction, how will you do? You will just multiply this divisor by 8, or you will multiply this 1 by divisor. After multiplying you will get the number, and to that number you will add in this. In this way you will get your improper fraction again. Let's do next part, part C, that is 41 by 7. So let's do part C here. 41 by 7. So here also we will divide this 41 by 7. Let's divide here. 7 sevens are 49. So 7 6 are, sorry, not 7 6 are, 7 5s are 35. We will get 6 here. So how to write this in the form of mixed number? We know that this remainder will come here. What is remainder here? 6, and divisor will come downside. Divisor is 7, and quotient will come here, this 5. Neither in place of numerator nor in place of denominator. So the mixed number of 41 by 7 is 5 whole 6 by 7, and 5 and 6 by 7. Let's do next question, question number 9. Express as improper fractions, which I told you here. The same process we will do in next question. Question number 9. Express as improper fractions. So the first part is 1 whole 9 by 11. So as we have done in, as I explained you in previous question, what we will do? We will multiply this 1 by this 11. So what we will get? 11 ones are 11, and we got 11. In that 11 we will add this 9, this numerator. So 11 plus 9 by 11. After multiplying this 1 by 11, we got this 11 and plus 9. So it is equals to 20 by 11. Next to one more part. Part C. 12 whole 4 by 5. So we will multiply this 12 by 5. 12 5s are 60. In this 60 we will add this 4 plus 4 and denominator will remain as it is. 60 plus 4, 64 by 5. So I hope these concepts are clear to you. If there will be any doubt, you can ask to me. So here our exercise 5.1 finishes, and the rest part of question number 6, 7, 8, 9 you have to do as revision work in your classwork notebook. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.